Oh, please. I speak none of these languages, English least of all, but let's go ahead and go for it. Oh, it's got sort of a, well, 8-bit sounding sound, I guess. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Although that's definitely far too many colors for something 8-bit, and really doesn't look as 16-bit as all that either. Which, come to think of it, that's much more the target, isn't it, than 8-bit. Even then, this is Touhou Artificial Dream in Arcadia. This is a fan game for this series. I've been told that it plays kind of like the old Super Nintendo Shin Megami Tensei games. And I have never played those, so this will be interesting. But it's one of those things that I randomly got suggested and was surprised to discover it was very cheap when it released, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm actually starting to come up a little bit short on like weird stuff that I was gifted over the last year, because a lot of it is either very, very long. Like I got Yakuza 0 last year, I believe, from a friend. I think it was Yakuza 0. It might have been a different one, but it's that's kind of a game that I do actually want to play through in full. I don't know that if I want to stream it, but I definitely want to play through it in full, and it's very long. So I don't know that this format is good for it. And one of the things that was in there, or two of them rather, because it's two separate games on Steam, is the Battle Network collection for PC, which I just wanted so that way I could look into doing mods with it. I have that on Switch for just playing through regularly, and obviously, what do I have to show off with that? I beat all 6 of those games on stream. I didn't finish the post game for 2 of them, but I beat all 6 of the games. So yeah, we're onto this. I may have to shuffle up what I do on Mondays sooner than I thought, or just prepare a list of things that I actually want to check out. Let's take a look at this. All right, this is a... Oh, first of all... Oh, okay, it's WASD in order to control the menus. That makes sense, but my brain also shut off a little bit there. That's right, there's a custom content that we can... Yes, we can use the Steam Workshop to get mods and shit for this, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, I genuinely don't know enough about this game to actually, like, create anything myself, but perhaps in the future? Shit, how do I get out of... Oh. Okay, it's the space bar, apparently, to go backwards in the menu. We should probably have a look at our controls. Why would I want always run off? There's probably a specific reason for that. Is Eternity Larva in this game? That would already kind of cover... Oh. Anyway, controls, let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, and it's telling me that there's gamepad controls. I still haven't ordered that Xbox controller yet, because I'm still kind of deciding if I should just get something plain, or if I should really splash the pot with one of the nicer looking designs that I want. But soon. It'll be before the end of the month, I'm pretty sure. Now, you better believe that I'm probably not going to remember a whole lot of this, so yeah. I hope that I'll have, like, easy access to it later. Yeah, space to go backwards, right. So I guess we gotta start with a new game. Yeah, it is like... I would genuinely like to check out get hold of a controller that's as nice as I want it to be. I mean, at this point, all this shit is like as much a fashion accessory as anything else, too. Not that I leave the house, but I mean, in theory, one day I could. And if the thing that I'm taking to whatever event isn't a monstrously garish piece of shit, what's even the point? Oh, sorry. Yes, giving us a bit of an introduction here for the folks who don't know very well this series, as we were playing as Sumiriko, who so I have a favorite character in this series, and I'm sure that everybody already kind of knows who it is. But actually, I want to point this out right now, that it does make me sad that she never like showed up in anything basically at all after Subterranean Animism, where she's halfway of a playable character. Like, I think she doesn't even show up in backgrounds in any of the fighting games or anything, which is a shame. She is in some of the manga and stuff like that, but I mean, half of the fan base probably doesn't know how to read because they're just like, shmup game, and they get upset about things that are, they don't care for the story. I do actually know that this is sort of like a bit of an issue that has prevented the Touhou franchise from necessarily having the greatest adoption among shmup fans, because they don't really care very much about the story. They just want to shoot shit, which is fair. This is one of those things where it's like, oh no, I do mean her. Is she actually in any of the games afterwards? As far as I know, the only other place that I've seen her has been in the various, like, God, she's not even in most of the manga. The only one that I know of that she's in is in Fall Detective Satori, and a couple of the like more fan books. She was in a couple of the fighting games, but I think those were before the one that I'm thinking of. So she hasn't seen a lot of usage in more recent time, and it's a shame because I think that there'd be some very interesting characters for her to do more stuff with. Sumiriko, I think, would be one of them, because again, another character who has origins in the real world. Listen, I may be the world expert on this character, parentheses, this is a joke, please don't get, but also I think that maybe some of my takes on the character might be a little bit strange for Patchouli, who's be like, yeah, hey, she lived through like she existed in the 20th century. She probably knows at least like some things. She just is like significantly more outdated than a lot of the other characters who have any sort of real world shit, because Sumiriko, I think, canonically is born in the 80s, for example. And there's a thing very frequently for Sanae where she's depicted as having like a bit of 60s nostalgia, or that she would have been about that old at some point. So I think there'd be some interesting, like, looking at these characters is like seeing how they had seen things in the real world differently. But either way, I'm the sort of person who'd be very interested in a lot of the story in these games, and that is going to have to remain the purview of fan works anyway. So yeah, so Reimu doesn't know what a phone is, smart or otherwise. She probably doesn't even know what a regular, like, wired telephone is. It fit in there very carefully. That's how. Oh, Mari says walking. Anybody is walking. confused by wiretap. I mean, that depends on some things anyway. Like, if I recall correctly, and I genuinely, I don't think I do, Pachili knows what radiation is. And that's like a weird thing to be like, oh, that's, but that wouldn't necessarily be the most common knowledge outside of, for a lot of these characters, they would probably not know that. Anyway. Although I guess radiation scientifically is like, our understanding of it is significantly older than I think a lot of people think of. Because, like, when did Röntgen discover X-rays? In the 19th century, I think. Well, you know what? Here we go. It's time to open Wikipedia for some reason. Yeah, Wilhelm Röntgen died in 1923. Received the first Nobel Prize in Physics because he discovered what were later known as X-rays and are still known as Röntgen rays in some languages. So, yeah, 1895 in the laboratory in the physical to the University of Würzburg. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but basically, yeah, like, X-rays are significantly older than I think a lot of people understand them to be. At least I feel that that's something that a lot of people would be like, what do you mean? What do you mean that the first X-ray was taken in 1895? So, yeah, as you can see, we've got this first-person dungeon crawler sort of thing. It's... wow, it's like the elevators in the castle of Dr. Brain. As there's somebody in the background going, stop saying things like that! Nobody can possibly connect with the bullshit that you've just said, and you're correct. So... I guess we're getting into a fight, and we're going to, we're carrying a sword and a gun. Kid, you do not have a sword. She does have a gun, though. I know that that's one of the, among the many very bizarre things in any of the Touhou fighting games. Sumirako has a special in one of them where she shoots somebody in the face with a 3D printed gun. And that 3D printed gun is absolutely a real thing that made a lot of waves news-wise for a period because legitimately that's kind of messed up. Also, the music suddenly got like 100 times more intense when we actually started to do attacks. That 3D printer gun that she uses in one of those attacks is a weapon known as the Liberator. That was a thing that got a lot of media attention for a brief period because the idea of 3D printing a gun is kind of frightening. Also, the guy who invented it is like nuts. I don't know if that's necessarily like a weird hot take or something. If anybody has ever heard any of the shit that this guy has said about like firearms access, but genuinely, the people who do that are not necessarily the sort of people who are like truly advocating for self-defense. You know, not to get too political here, aside from the part where I kind of have to by nature of what I'm saying. But genuinely, and I think the fact that this random suburban dude calling it the Liberator also kind of gives the game away a little bit. But, dude, you're not out there necessarily fighting for, you know, you're not in occupied France where they were dropping, like, things that were basically made of lighter parts from the air on you in order to give you something to defend yourself against the Nazis. Some suburban white guy in America. Streamer, don't you live in the suburbs and aren't you white and also American? Shh, yes. But I'm also not out here, you know. You get the picture. I think we all kind of do, at least a little bit. Oh. I was worried for a second as soon as the battle started when we entered a room. I was like, oh, are we in a boss chamber now or something? Because it would be. Anyway, we get to allocate our stats, which is real good when we don't actually know what exactly anything does. But that is quite cool. There's a couple of other RPG. Well, I literally was about to say I think you did that in the Persona games that I played, but that's an SMT sub-series, so like it makes sense. Now, do I get to equip my thingy here? This thing that I have? Well, she isn't even equipped with a gun right now because of not having found a gun. Which, what, are we gonna randomly find guns in these dungeons? That's a little silly. Actually, hold on, can we see what... Oh no, we can only affect Sumiriko's equipment. Okay. And which of these keys was Alt? Okay, yes. Now, the problem is that because I have these variant keycaps on my keyboard, I'm walking sideways as opposed to turning. Whoops. So I actually, because I have a very cheap mechanical keyboard that I use, I have like a set of replacement keycaps that I'm using for it that are themed around a character from a mobile game I no longer play, which is kind of funny in a way, but I digress. So, unfortunately, because they're like adorned with symbols related to the character, I'm not always certain which one is Control or Alt. Because I haven't really had to think about it for many years. Usually it's just like, oh yeah, you hold the one on the left. And that's where your control is when you're doing like copy and paste stuff. I'm not saying it like, oh yeah, I don't have to right click in order to copy and paste. I'm not that much of a buffoon. Just very, very close. And honestly, primarily for other reasons. Yeah, you do have to press enter after. For some reason, I just keep expecting it to auto fade out. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to back up, actually, in that case, and see if we can't explore the rest of the dungeon first. We've got what I think are a decent chunk of healing items. Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, first of all, just finding this randomly in a chest, and also, yeah, there's the aforementioned 3D print gun. And it gives us 25 gun points, which, I mean, obviously that's your attack power on your thing. But I just think that the fact that the stat is just referred to as gun is just kind of deeply funny. Did a Zelda 2 all keys speedrun on a keyboard. That sounds rough. Just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. Wait. Oh, that's a different thing. Which of these auto is... I thought it was just press Alt, but I'm mistaken. Alright, just keep building those for now. I'm sure that we'll want the other stuff later. Help for short. That's kind of cute. Alright, so what is your... What do your prices look like? 100 for one healing item. That's fine. Yeah, just heal everybody for that much. And sure, we'll buy... Oh, I have to do things this way. You have anything else to say? Your face makes this incredible. I'm so glad. I have no real follow-up to that other than, yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, for example, something like that, anything that would use a stick, I think that would assign really badly to a keyboard. Okay, we have some, and our fire magic is called Agni, which is not quite literally SMT, but very similar. Meanwhile, our electric spells are different, that's for sure. How much damage do we do with that? Well, this thing is weak to gun, so... Do we even have more shots? I mean... We shouldn't, because of the nature of what we're looking at here, so... But I digress. Yeah, you probably could get away with it, to be fair. It's just... It seems a little bit potentially rough. Not even close. What do we... Yeah, so I guess... You gotta cause problems, don't you? Nope. She has sleeping problems, apparently. Happens. Well, first thing we can do is we can save. And that's nice and fast. Loading the game is probably not very useful right now, so let's just go to sleep. Ooh, that was bright. Oh, our overworld sprite is huge compared to all the other tiles. It looks very silly. Like, yes, that's always a thing with a lot of games, but this one seems kind of special in that regard. Here, are you still equipped with the same... No, it looks like we lost our equipment from last time, which is entirely fair. Although, no, we still have it on our person. We just... So what was marked off there that was... Is that just skills we don't have yet? So that's... I gotcha. So did we just have this stuff on our person after we found it in this world and we just brought it back with us? Okay, it's backspace for auto. I told you I was going to forget quite a lot of the controls. Oh dear God, it's the monolith from 2001. What's that doing here? I think maybe you guys need to invest in a crowbar. Surely a crowbar existed in. Actually, hold up. Oh, this is helpful. I mean, obviously some sort of like metallic levering bar. That can't be that hard to... First use of the term is dated to about 1400. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Pile up my windows here. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a strange thing that's happened. Only 2 dots in that ellipsis, and also somehow we got a phone message. That's... Emits is spelled wrong there. Well... What? Oh, we're downloading the spyware immediately. Hell yeah. That's what I want to see out of this game. Well, we gotta go to hell. It's just you. The disrespect, but also completely justifiable. A rusty rocket launcher. Ooh. That's a lot of money for that, though, so... We would have to put ourselves into some pretty big debt. Oh, you. She does have like a key thing in her part of the outfit that I guess keeps the bag tied on her back. Oh, she's got one of those 80s bricks. Hell yeah. Well. Hijack. So is that our, like... That's got to be our sort of capture related mechanic, basically, to get more party members, right? Again, very SMT styled, so while I wouldn't know for sure if we're gonna have like a full-on you know, negotiation system, I guess would be a good way to put it, as we had with as you do have with some of the SMT. The only SMT games that, oh god, my voice cracked there pretty severe. My only SMT experience, I played a little bit of Nocturne, and I played some of Strange Journey as well, and I never got around to finishing it. And you might be saying, well, what about the Persona? And those don't count in this case. I'm not... It's a slightly different style, or at least different enough. And also, again, you don't really have the sort of, again, negotiation style thing that you have in the, oh, that's right, Alt for the mini-map, and... Pick hijack. Yeah, yeah, see, they got to get at least a little bit of the actual sort of bullet hell mechanics going here, which is fair. I suppose I would expect nothing less. I do like how this is even, like, more of a simplified game style than how we have, like, a slightly more SNES-styled design for the main game. That's kind of neat. Hey, we got an achievement for that. Hooray for getting Kisame into our party. Alright, strength affects our physical attacks and HP. Int for our magic defense and MP. Okay. Magic to affect our magical attack and MP as well. Vitality for that. Agility is turn order, and luck is a small effect on almost everything, but particularly plays a part in your critical hit rate and affinity for status effects. Good to know. Gotcha. So I guess we should probably take a look at our little bucket here. So, yeah, I mean, fairly defensively oriented compared to our other options here. Yeah, that would help. Be the case. Paralysis is kind of like Pokemon Paralysis. Confusion make you do something completely different. So it can reselect actions. That's a little more advanced, I think, than most confusion statuses in games that I see. Blindness does exactly what you expect it to. Defending makes you immune to a... Oh, wow, that's a lot, actually, out of just guarding. So that's pretty nice. All right, well, here's our healing zone. You got anything to say? Yeah, so just like in... Oh, sorry. Is one of you not in my party right now? And we failed the run. Yeah, no, as per usual, we are load bearing. We're gonna just try to, yeah. Get back in there. Anyway, I actually kind of forgot what I was saying. Yeah, that's right. Just like in most SMT type of games, the main character is load bearing for the entire party, so if you die, that's it. Which makes a lot of sense in a case like this because we're very specifically hijacking this character. So let's see if we can get Yamame in our party, because we could definitely use more party members. I really like the design of this because it's just sort of a, again, very cutesy, very NES styled version of the shmup mechanics there. Or perhaps even like less than being NES styled, because those graphics are a little bit, you could probably get animation in there even on the NES. And I mean, other than the fact that the colors are like, it's just black and amber, but still. I'm not done here yet, game. I want to go and explore the rest of the area. And yeah, again, buffs being that's very much a thing that is a well-known thing about this sort of SMT style of RPG, is that these games love to make buffs and debuffs very valuable. Granted, I also say that in most of my experience with the series is like the PS2 era Persona games, other than what I've mentioned before, which even then still is not a ton. Ooh. What we got going on here? Just replace with random shit scanners. Based on int and luck. Interesting. So here's where we can just sort of like adjust our difficulty. I like that it's a little bit more like piecewise than usual. I'm glad for the amount of games that we have nowadays that are like, hey, we have difficulty adjustment, but also I like things that are significantly more granular. That's a stylistic thing that I would like to see more of in games, just full stop. Where it is possible and makes sense anyway. Which it doesn't always. Oh, hey, you again. I think we can just auto battle through this, because... Oh, she did poison us, though. That's unfortunate. Oh, perhaps there's a healing place around here. Although I do have to be careful, because I have to watch my amount of money then. 3, 6. How many steps is it before we take poison damage? 7? That doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, is it counting turns? 2, 3, 4. Well, that dampens things a little bit. Hooray, we got a student uniform, so we got some armor. Good. That was a thing that I saw that was actually a little bit costly, so I'm glad that we got some defense going. For now, there's nothing much going on here. We're going to have to come back to this room later, I'm sure. Okay, so I guess we're going the other way. That's remarkably helpful, actually. Oh, yeah, okay, this makes sense. Hey, you again. Which direction? Do we take poison damage for that? No. Yeah, we're one of not very many humans around here. I mean, it could, but who's... Nobody here knows any of this stuff, which is probably just as well. I guess the subterranean animism also does sort of predate the proliferation of that term in popular culture, doesn't it? Well, we can still command them as far as I know, so that helps. They must not like you. It's true. Sumeriko doesn't have a good reputation. Will you help me? No. That's incredible. Let's see what we can do here. I wonder if she'd have a response if we brought a copy of her over, but we'd have to find one first. And I guess it would depend if there's random encounters or not. My perspective was a little thrown off there, because and so when I turned to look at that, I was slightly confused if I was seeing something that wasn't on the mini-map. Oh, hey, it's you again. Let's see about this. This might be a more advanced pattern to deal with because Koichi is, well, first of all, I can actually kind of see the health meter a little better, but secondly, yeah, she's an extra boss in the game where she showed up, so that would make a little bit of sense for her to be harder. Let's just go with just attacking. And I guess we'll do some damaging spells. Hold up, what was I... Okay, that's a force type attack, which I'm not completely understanding of, because, again, not exactly the most familiar of grounds here, but Obviously, it's another, well, element slash type of damage. Okay, well, we want some more luck for sure. And I guess we'll take another point of vitality just to keep ourselves a little bit more durable. Let's see what we can find around here. All right, let's take another try at this. Well, we're not very good at dodging those yet, so those are some pretty large shots, to be fair. I wonder how that does. Can we apply poison? Okay, so she's weak to ice. All right. I'm gathering more information as I go here. Oh, yeah, nothing there. What am I doing? Aside from just walking straight into a wall. Okay, that one's marked as an anomaly. Sure, let's go take a quick check here. Okay, yeah, that just lets us log out. That's right. I remember, I swear. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where I have to be during that part of the attack pattern, because otherwise that's a little bit too tight to deal with. Yeah. Oh, we've been slowed. That'll prevent us from being able to attack, that's for sure. Oh, there's nothing there. I thought there was a doorway there that we for some reason had not seen. So the game was not going to tell me about it for some reason. A foolish thing to think. Oh, that makes sense, though, actually. So let's try and just do something like this. In order to start things off, and well, it didn't affect the HP meter, but this is a blind spot that's been given to us for free. As you say, I'm sure until it's not, but hey. All right. And we have a fourth party member. That is very helpful. I mean, Sato almost has no HP, but that's fine. It's a start anyway. Oh, thank goodness there's a clinic right here so we can heal up for a pretty tremendous cost, but I guess at this point we did kind of get the shit kicked out of us a little bit, so that makes sense, right? Oh, we're gonna keep exploring the bottom floor here before we go look anywhere else. Yeah, now we don't have to worry about taking damage every slightly uncertain number of steps. And also not taking significantly more damage at the end of a round of battle. Oh, it's just a ring, huh? Alright. That's fine. This is an easy fight at this point. Yeah, plus she's just casting a speed debuff, which is not the most amazing thing, but we'll be able to put up with it, I think. Okay, yeah, it's not a ring shape, it's a spiral. I'll do it tomorrow. That's fair. Oh. One-way door. Listen, maybe I hoped that it would change by doing that, but I guess not. Now, we've got a bit of a capture method at least. Because I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get more party members, just even if they're not necessarily super valuable right now. And of course, that capture method is apply gun and then go for this. Okay, so this pattern seems a little bit easier to dodge than others, but of course it's not nearly as free as Satori's was. Oh, we didn't quite get there. We were very close, but not quite. No, I don't need to do that. Although I don't think there's an ammunition system, so I probably don't need to worry about doing things that way, but hey. Alright, so let's take a look in this tower, even though we're advised to go do the other one first. Oh, I see what the deal is. And dog is doing something in the other room, I guess. We got poisoned from walking around in the poison stuff, so... Again, it makes sense, but also that's unfortunate. I wish I had some sort of status from... Oh god, I gotta sneeze. Hang on. Yeah, so we probably shouldn't spend too much time here if we can avoid it. Oh, good. We got some antidotes. That is very helpful. But obviously we wait to use those because that way we don't have to run the risk of needing to use more than the amount that we've been allotted. I guess it's better than the floor just being just damaged by itself. There's nothing going on there. I mean, I guess in theory there could be a hidden door or something we have to be next to, but... There was no reason for me to go in there, or go in that far. I just pressed too many times, that's all. Oops. It's because I had thought about how I should have done that the time before. And then I just sort of did it by accident there. I don't think fire is going to work very well on her, but we'll give it a shot anyway, just for reasons of seeing. You do have healing, which is good. Satori seems to have a very generally strong kit. Maybe just from sheer amount of moves. Yep. Yeah, and rather sensibly, Rin is completely immune to fire, but I had to be sure. Yeah, we'll do that, I think. Yeah. Good enough. Good enough. And we get a couple of life shards, which is fantastic. Because any healing we don't have to spend money on makes me happy. Now hold up, there's some stuff over here to look at first. Oh, that's another one way. I don't know, that concept is so... It's a thing that you see in plenty of games. It's just that mentally it doesn't necessarily feel that normal to me, I guess. So how do you respond to fire? Let's do this. She's kind of neutral to it. Oh, no, just do regular attacks. Oh, hey, our SP are maxed out. But mostly we just want to heal the party right now. Stop walking through so many fake walls. Anything here? Okay, yeah, so that's just open the first lock. Nothing here. Nothing here. Alright, so let's do something like this. Yeah, Koya's weak to gun. Oh, our attack targeting got a little bit messed up there. Yeah, remember, these patterns are, like, really weirdly difficult to deal with. I got very disrupted there. There's a specific pattern to it that if I had just been remembering to pay the correct amount of attention to, it would have been fine, but I didn't. It's one of those things, as always, where it's like, I have a really bad capacity for memorizing stuff and not very much memory either, so it causes problems when something like that comes up. Take the item, some more antidotes. There's nothing there, not even a quick escape wall there. And we step right out into the hall and immediately get into a fight. That's slightly more unfortunate, but I think the distribution we want to do for these attacks is like that. Not quite. But that's closer to what we'd like to do. Alright, now... Oh, there's more to this than I thought there was. But I think I'm doing slightly better at this now. Hey, we actually did it. Hooray! I don't completely suck. Almost. I'm okay-ish. Yeah, you can join the party, member. Join the party. I should see what the other options would afford us at some point. Just out of interest, if nothing else. Yeah, no good fast path downstairs here, huh? We can leave the tunnel that way, so that's good. And that, I believe, is another one-way wall. Now, thankfully, we have quite a lot of antidotes that we can just use here. And fix our not having anybody not be poisoned issue. There we go. We are back in some pretty good shape here. So I guess maybe we should actually get back to what I was suggested. My phone battery is running out, in universe, not in game, so I should probably try to actually get a goal done fairly quickly here. At least I hope that'll be a thing we can achieve. Is doing this quickly. And then I do stuff like that. Because otherwise, I assume that running out of that is a pretty big problem. And in a case like that, we wouldn't be able to achieve our main goal anyway. I hope that wouldn't reset the whole progress of this series of dungeons, at least, though. And defend with everybody. Okay, so now we attempt to hijack, capture, because we were very, very close before. I have at least slightly more confidence this time. Only very slight, though. Yeah, you can join the party. Of course, we gain no experience for that. Yeah, worry about exploration later. We're on a bit of a timer right now. Just a little bit. Wouldn't be unusual for this fandom, really, but... Oh, yeah, go the correct way. Yeah, unfortunately... Yeah, so with no phone battery, we can't see where we're going, and we can't use our party. I gotcha. That kind of makes sense, but it is still a little frustrating. She was weak to gun, right? Yes. As we thankfully just have infinite bullets for our 3D printer gun. So now we can just wake up and we will be able to... hopefully we'll maintain our position in this. But for now, at bare minimum, we can save. Sleep, and here we are, and our battery is back to being charged. Now, do we have the... Okay, good. We have everyone that we caught earlier, so we can use all of them again. Now, let's try out you and have someone a little bit different here. I assume that we have a certain upper limit of the number of days we can spend before we get ejected in some way. And by ejected, I mean basically from the game itself. Basically before we get a game over. Well, let's do this again. Find out what happens in terms of converting characters to items. Sort of money, I guess. Okay, yeah, it just gave us 3 life shards, which is fine. That's perfectly useful, actually. I mean, yeah, that is actually true. Yeah. Oh, there's a row system that I didn't even know about. That's pretty neat. That's something that I tend to think of as being more of a Final Fantasy mechanic. So... So that's interesting. Also, catching Satori off guard seems a little bit unusual of a concept, but hey. So we're in tower number 3 now. And we get to see what kind of a horrible mess awaits us here. I'm guessing from these being yellow that it's going to be like paralyzing floors or something. Yeah, just auto battle that. Oh, we're almost out of mana. We haven't gotten a chance to refill that, so that doesn't carry over. Or, I suppose it's technically correct to say it does? Either way, that's very unfortunate. Going to the auto battle here, which is incredibly facile, but hey, do it anyway. It is perfectly fine. Hooray, another piece of armor that we already have, and also me fumbling with the controls slightly. Yeah, another very easy fight for us to auto battle through here. I see what the yellow floor is. I had reasoned as much after noticing how severely our battery got mauled, but now I've seen actual like living proof of it. The yellow floor just annihilates your phone battery. Oh, I see. We could have heard about that from the advice Kappa earlier, but I wasn't there at the time, so... Oh. Terminal, what do you got for us? Appears to be a computer terminal. Yes, it does. What can we do here? Ooh, all right. Transfer selected sleeper skills to another party member. Elemental affinity to Sumeriko. Database. Check database, I guess. Yeah, so here's our Pokedex. Yeah, I know. And you can see that we have not very many. I was about to say, are there exactly 150 or 151? I called it a Pokedex for a very dumb reason, and that's because it was the first thing I could think of, so. Okay, so we can see who all we can get through this, but... it doesn't show us exactly what is available for sure. Not here. I know that... okay, so it does tell us what we can get. So that's great. That is very helpful. Just want to see what all we have available to us. And I guess we'll go for Xion because of the high level. I don't know if that's necessarily the best of ideas. There's no, like, you're not likely to get it if you are too low level or something. Oh, that's helpful. We have some purging effects here. Defense increaser, equalize relative HP values of all allies. That's... huh. That's interesting. Alright, let's go for it. Yeah, see, I figured it would be something like that, where it's like you have a level limitation. We're not high enough level for practically any of these, I would assume, because it's going to be based on our actual level. Right? Yeah. So, nothing we can really do with that right now, but cool to know. Legion Plus command. Party increase 1. Better hijack. Oh, that's very helpful, actually. Still not possible. Yeah, I mean, the amount of money that we have is quite low, but we'll take that for now. It might be worth it to try to, like, farm up some money with every encounter here if we can. Alright, sword, and then everybody on defense. Because we'll take one extra turn in order to make this a little bit easier of a capture. Even though we're risking some HP in the process, but that's fine. Oh yeah, this is... I don't even have to move for this. This fight is actually free. Also, I was very thrown off due to the scale of the enemy sprite. That is supposed to be Sumerika over on the left side. I thought it was like some sort of weird probe thing. Like it kind of looked like the defense probe thing from the oh god, what was it called? It was a boss in FF10 that had this, the crawler, right? That's what it was. I had to think for a minute if it was actually called that, because I'm forgetful. It sort of looked like that at first, which wouldn't necessarily have made a ton of sense, but I couldn't place it offhand either, so... Oh. So yes, we're hijacking another Touhou here. Give me your money. Oh, careful. I have mentioned before that my keyboard is incredibly sensitive, right? So if I have a finger just barely over the enter key, sometimes it'll just be like, yeah, you're weighing on this with the, you know, thousands of tons of force. And it's like, come on, it's not that serious. Oh, that sounds a little bit rough. I don't think we have enough to get the emergency power upgrade, unfortunately. Certainly not in terms of time to get there, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Yeah, remember? Oh, yeah, move slightly because the safe zone is like a pixel below where you start. There we go. That's enough to buy the emergency power upgrade. Just barely. But that's more than enough for me, as long as we can keep an active party going. Unfortunately, I can't see where I am on the map, so I just have to guess, basically. There's going to be a lot of just fumbling around and hoping at this point, so... Granted, it did also kind of sound like that's probably what we're going to be dealing with here anyway, so... Oh, are we not allowed to use items in here either? Or is that just a consequence of the, like, subsection of the map that we're on? Because it has an effect on it. Because it seemed like we had an item command in battle, but... Well, that's fine. We don't need the hat right now, because Our defense is acceptable. Oh, yeah, it makes sense that she's immune to mind attacks because of the fact that she is entirely subconscious. That'll do as an option for now. Okay, yeah, so while we're in that area, we are basically under sort of a curse effect. We can't use items out of battle. But we can put on our hat now, so that's great. The hat only gives us magical defense, but that's okay. That's perfectly useful anyway. Skills? Oh yeah, you have all this stuff, right? Plus for the user for each type of buff removed. 30% HP for all allies. That's very useful, actually. It's all right. With our phone being dead, we don't really need much SP anyway, so that's not a huge problem for me. But yeah, you have that. Will help us out immensely. Oh, no, we just go all in on physical at this point. That's right. Remember to use the WASD instead of the cursor keys, because they don't work for this, for that purpose anyway. As you say, now, do I remember how to get out of here? And the answer is no. But I guess it makes sense because this place is kind of a maze. But I do remember here that the way out is down the middle. Just go for it. Just all physical attacks. I mean, technically the extra SP would be nice, but I don't need it that much. I need to get my mana restored once I recover my phone battery. Or, honestly, perhaps even before that. Okay, yeah, there's the terminal. So we go north. And I think if we just go across this way, basically. We should find a healing spot, and then also the anomaly is near there. so we can go wake back up and recharge everything. Yeah. I want my mana back. I know it's costly, but that's fine. All right, and wake up. And save. Then move on to the next day. And bring back our mini-map. Actually, give me the full map here. Go down the hall. And go this way. And yeah, let's go toward the nuclear reactor here. Ooh, this is a pretty intense looking. At least there's doorways in the inside of these walls of fire. You know, as perhaps you might expect. Get 500 yen. And back we go. Okay, we're gonna have to try out a couple of things on all of these, because I'm not sure what would be best. Okay, yeah. You can resist gun and physical attack in general. Mind seemed to be okay, though. I don't have enough SP to... Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have enough SP to do a hijack yet, so... Oh. I was trying to go backwards in the middle of that dialogue. So, oops. Yeah, I can't imagine that fire is useful against anything here, so... Let's do this. Okay, yeah, she's weak against mind attacks, so that's something. Alright. Now, go for it. Oh, she's got almost nothing left anymore. However, the shots last a long time, so... that can be slightly problematic. But only slightly, because they're easy enough to dodge. Add you to the party, and there we go. Wow, Plastic Alan, he's hosting me on a Monday. Wow. On a Monday, too. How's it going? I saw... I toggled over to the other screen for a moment because of reasons. I saw that you were playing Rakshasa at the end of the stream there. Did you, in fact, finish Mr. Bones? Because you had gotten pretty far in that. I saw, the last thing that I saw, you were fighting the damn dinosaur. And that thing was pretty rough. It doesn't seem to have been as hard as that icy lake, at least just in terms of the amount of time that you spent there, but that ice lake level is kind of ridiculous, but... Hey, that's the 90s for you, right? Well, it sounds like you enjoyed it quite a bit, and I am beyond glad to hear that. It was really cool when I got to see you play that, and I am obsessed. Despite it being an Ed Annunziata game, but we kind of went over that before, so. Get points for. Oh, right. Yeah, because there was a vote put up for, was he going to beat it in 2 hours? You're just getting salty. I don't blame you. That's a thing that happens a lot. Good old, as I say, good old 90s video games being, well, mean as shit. Anyway, how's everyone doing tonight? Grimmeth and anyone else who may have actually followed the man in here. Oh, I suppose that since I have viewers, I should remember to do the plug, the Discord, the commands. Doing good. Glad to hear it, Roundy, because it sounded like you were possibly having to deal with some medical stuff with the kid. And, well, you know how I feel about the healthcare system in America, and it's that Luigi Mangione is a goddamn hero. Listen to me pronouncing that name completely wrong. I apologize to anyone. I just apologize to anyone, really. I think I apologize to anyone is just kind of a really good catchphrase for this whole stream. As bad as it could have been thanked for. Doing well. This looks dope. This game is called oh god. It's called Touhou Artificial Dream in Arcadia. This is basically, think SNES Shin Megami Tensei, but with Touhou characters. Parentheses, is my understanding because I've never played any of the SNES SMT games. So, yeah, it's an RPG, very sort of dungeon crawler, you know, first person perspective. As you can see, again, very much like my knowledge of the old SMT games. Actually, shit, the first two Persona games were first person, weren't they? I played some of Persona 2 Innocent Sin on PSP. In fact, moderately embarrassing story maybe. So back in the day, that was one of the two games that I actually really wanted to get a PSP for, was Persona 2 Innocent Sin, because that was coming out in the States, and because I had been told that Danganronpa was going to come out in the States. It didn't come out in the States on PSP. It came out on PS Vita. And then I sort of hit a point later where I was like, I'm not sure that this is a thing that I'm going to be too. And then I sold my PS Vita afterwards, and I didn't even play it because, you know, I probably should have kept the Vita. I could have done something with it, but I do still have my PSP. And I recently, well, I've said this already, I've recently gotten a replacement battery for my PSP because the other one went all Bulgerama on me, because LOL lithium-ion batteries are an amazing technology, but also sometimes, good lord. But also, I got a micro SD to memory stick adapter for my PSP, because I do have a PSP memory stick. Where the fuck? I think I put it away. Yes, I believe I put it in the drawer, which is like smart, where I put all my stuff for portable games. Because I have a memory stick, but it's only a 2 GB memory stick. And I have custom firmware installed on my PSP because I like the idea of doing stuff on hardware, even if it's through, you know, less legitimate means of owning a game. But, yeah, 2 gigs. Oh, excuse me. 2 gigs? That's not going to hold a whole lot of game disc images on it. So but I have a shitload of micro SD cards, and several of them are like 32 gigs, so that can actually hold some stuff. Big reason why I bought it was for Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity, because there is an English patch of that out there. There has been for a couple of years, apparently, but I literally only found out about it in January. And they have ways of getting all the DLC stuff for it, so I can have all the extra costumes and fun weapons and shit for that. So, hey, I was afraid that wouldn't all fit on a 2 gig card. So I went looking for an adapter, and wouldn't you know it, they actually make those. Anywho, I got distracted here because I was busy talking about that. So, I cannot place who Chiari is off the top of my head. I don't actually know this character very well. Parentheses, I may have dropped off of this series many years ago. And then finding out that Zune did AI Gen backgrounds for one of the recent games may not necessarily have endeared me to wanting to get back to that. But yeah, apparently Chiari resists gun. There's a lot of folks down here in Hell who are very resistant to gun. Man, I think Doom may have lied to me. Oh, one of our minions is out of here. Touhou, I actually kind of want in the party if I can get her. Oh, I'm just short of on SP, aren't I? Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. How do you feel about mind-based damage, or force-based damage for that matter? Let's see how this goes. Oh god, I don't know what element that spell is, but it does a lot to us. So yeah, a lot of fellas down here weak to the mind element, I see. So let's grab another party member, because we are lacking here in party size. Oh, you're a level 10. Oh, geez. I think that might be a bit of the issue that I'm struggling with down here, because I'm under-leveled compared to all the enemies. They out-level me. There we go. Let me place my words in the correct order here. So that's a little bit frightful. I was gonna say, you don't have any skin. You're a floating skull. You're Mr. Bones' skull with a spirit orb thing. Okay, yeah. Vengeful spirit, Touhou, and a zombie fairy here. What can we... How do we deal with these? Fire is probably not a useful thing here. But maybe we can do some melee damage. You don't remember the... Alan, this isn't Chrono Cross. Probably. Actually. Now I wonder if Radical Dreamers Edition is moddable in any way. And how much of that we can mod. Because, wow, it's another series with, like, way too many characters. So... that could potentially be... Well, I would think it's funny. Of course I would, right? I have a sense of humor that maybe is questionable. Oh, wow. Yeah, the damage here is quite high. As Koishi has what is basically false swipe, so that will prove quite helpful to us, you know, as we keep our eyes on the prize here a little bit. Although the enemies are a little bit on the, unfortunately, one of them heals side. So that's great. And yeah, Touhou is hitting us with the extremely powerful kick from... God, it looks like she's got like a steel cast on. Oh, yeah, by the way, so gaining party members, we do this by basically hijacking these characters with Sumeriko's phone because they're all copies of existing characters, basically. Which takes us to a little bullet hell section, which is completely fitting for the kind of series that we're talking about here. And this is adorable. I love the way this looks like. So the very low amount of colors with the amber palette, it's very fun. I guess maybe it would be supposed to be implied to be a little bit phone-like, but Sumeriko's phone would be a little bit more powerful than that because she's explicitly using something referred to as a smartphone, and we see it at various times, and it is a black plastic rectangle. Streamer smartphones aren't just made out of plastic. Listen, you understand what I'm saying, and I swear that might potentially be good enough. If you want to very severely stretch the definition of what constitutes being good enough. Which, on this stream, we absolutely do enjoy doing. Wrong streamer, Roundy. Right. Right, that. Yeah, so I think we're just going to go all... Well, we're going to take a look at our skill set here for Touhou, who has Agni, fittingly, Azani, which... Since Touhou's ability is centered around radiation and creating... Her entire thing is specifically nuclear fusion, and so you get fusion energy there. The Sun Eagle... Roundy, god damn it, why are you making this joke before I am? Me, the biggest Ajani simp in the entire... Oh. I've been told that describing it as being a simp might be incorrect. Depending on who you... No, that's bullshit. It is absolutely correct. Anyway. Yeah, so... It does kind of fit thematically, basically, what I'm getting around to for her to have an electric attack. Because also she was building a fusion reactor, and I mean, it's not a literal power plant, but it's very strongly characterized as such. And she has an elephant kick here. Chance to confuse, yeah, I guess getting kicked in the head real hard would. Because, and the sprites only do so good of this, that her right leg? Yeah, lower right leg, I believe, canonically is like covered in a stone-like rubble. First, I forget if it's explicitly referred to as being a reference to the idea of the elephant's foot, which is, of course, the mass of molten corium that came out of Chernobyl when it melted down. That's entirely fair, Roundy. But, I mean, the way to finish what I was saying before I said that, it's quite sensible that you'd get there and also just, wow, she's got a giant fucking rock stuck to her leg. Of course she kicks like a mule. Anyway, Let's move forward and keep doing stuff here. We can also capture the little fellas who are not our known characters. So if we wanted to get the basic Vengeful Spirit in our party, which is useful primarily for reasons of letting us build other characters through the fusion terminal. Yeah, and she's also got that love tap move, which is basically just, as we said before, basically just false swipe. So we're in position where we can attempt to hijack Chiari. Let's go for it. The bullet patterns are somewhat based off of other characters. Pardon me. Off of enemies' patterns from their appearances in the actual Touhou games, I believe. Oh, we were very close there. Based off of the ones that I've seen so far, that I can actually remember, which admittedly, not very many. When was the last time I played one of these games? I must have been in my 20s. And being that I'm 35 years old, holy hell, that was a long time ago. Like, that's... And to think, the world has just constantly gotten worse since then. And we're gonna have to... Apparently, we're gonna have to hit rock bottom at the rate this is going, but... Let me not necessarily get too deep into that. So I think Mind was the choice that we wanted to do there. How does this do for damage output? Okay, yes, Parse is weak to... Oh, that's very deeply unfortunate, to put it nicely. So when we die, do we just get kicked back to the last save point? Because that surely is going to happen fairly soon. Oh. Time to replicate our previous party member. That's right. Hey, this is a Nuzlocke run. No twin claws. No copies. That way you don't just get Zubats over and over again or something. Yeah. Oh, I literally cannot do that. Okay, good to know. Cause yeah, I didn't know that. The game really does not explain much to you. You just sort of have to figure it out for yourself. Teleport to last visited anomaly. Okay, yeah, so that'll take me like all the way back upstairs. Which is quite far, but also that would give me an opportunity to heal because we could really use that. Oh, that's a replacement sword. I didn't even realize that. So we should be able to revive over there, right? Yeah, I mean, it's going to cost us kind of a lot, probably, but... Oh. Short life gem. Oh, I hadn't even looked at the stuff that these fellas were selling before. As you save the game on the spot. That's kind of helpful. Step to avoid enemy encounters. Effect runs out when SP hits 0. Good to know. So we can't revive there, I guess, can we? Or are you just stuck outside my... Yeah, I just have to re-add Yugi to my party. Duly noted. Good to know. All right, now back to hell. Literally. As I have to go and find my way around here. Oh yeah, nobody here has... It was Koishi who was giving me the ability to false swipe earlier. That's right. I remember now, kind of. The zombie fairy might be nicer to have in the party just by virtue of the ability to have someone with area healing. So, a thing that I heard recently... Oh. A thing that I heard recently about FF7 is that they're changing what version is on Steam, apparently. And they were giving out copies of the new version to everybody who owned the original for free. I'm not completely sure how accurate that is. So if anybody has better information than I do, then by all means, tell me, or just ignore what I was saying before. So yeah, that's as much as I know for sure on the matter of FF7 on Steam. But hey, neat. Somebody that I am like reasonably adjacent to was recently streaming a modded version of FF7, and I wonder if it was going through that. Oh, my party is full, so Parse is going to have to get reduced to money. Bury me as money. Wait. Mini Onion, Minion Ion, both those. In the news post on Steam, it says all players who already own the 2013 edition are eligible to access the new version at no additional cost. Okay, I gotcha. So I assume that anybody who newly purchases it is going to be excluded from that, which is completely sensible. Yeah, I only got like half of the information attached to it because somebody posted about it and I was like, well, I don't know how much that necessarily affects me in the greater scheme, but cool. So I didn't look a whole lot deeper. I haven't played FF7 in a while. It is, as you may have guessed at some point in the past, not my preferred of the PS1 era Final Fantasies. But I'm not saying it's a bad game, obviously. My opinions aren't that terrible, just very nearly so. All right, yeah, Sato's gun is not really very helpful. Let's try to earn some extra money out of this. This fight, as I get a little careless. Okay, yeah, it's significantly easier to graze the large bullets. It's just that the way the graphics are, it's a little bit crunchy to tell that no matter what. So good to know, though. It also all makes sense, I think. Have Aerith saves. I mean, not without extensive modding, I assume, but that's... Anyway. Yeah, nothing in this room. Hello, I'm just looking for a nuclear reactor. As one sometimes does in hell, I suppose. Alright, just mash buttons. These I don't think do a ton of damage, at least. Oh, actually, that's a bit more than I remembered from earlier, so... It's their physical attacks that are non-starters. Yeah, see, it remembers where all of your menu inputs were, so you'll just heal the same party members as you did the turn before if you let it, which is interesting. Good to know. And also a thing I will probably forget. Because I forget a lot of things very, very easily. Especially things like that. And especially everything else, too. Oh, hey. Yeah, kind of like that. We got a life gem. That is a stronger healing item, which is great. That can go in the pile of things that I'm going to continue not using for a bit because that might just be a little bit too valuable at this point. Sort of strafe this way. And you have nothing of use for me, unfortunately. Okay, good. We managed to catch the enemy off guard here, so here's a chance for a surprise opening attack. As is the phrase, I believe, in Earthbound. Excellent. We gained some more stats that we can distribute here. Give me a little bit more int so I can have some magic defense. Oops. I'm trying to figure out if there's a doorway that I've failed to look in yet, as that might be where I need to go. That's right, I think both these are resistant to bullet, so... Well, Bird Brain is not resistant to that thing. Strong fire attack to both... Ooh, that sounds like something I'd have to be really careful about. Because that would probably kill me. That's like the thing you use to open right after you fully recovered and are in an area basically for the first time. Show me the full map. I believe the place we gotta go is maybe over in the, like, far left there. All the way in the wall? Probably not. Yeah, exactly. So what's our special menu look like? Okay, it just lets us use scan. And we can view the status of members of our party. Nah, I think for now we're just going to auto battle through this. And we're just doing physical attacks, I guess, but hey. That's all right. We'll heal after the battle here. What's the other? Oh yeah, steal one MP from one enemy and evenly distribute it to all allies. That is honestly, that is massively useful, and I probably should be putting that to some sort of use around here. I at first hadn't even seen that was a thing that I had, so whoops. Or I sort of glossed over it a little bit. But on the other hand, this is also a fight where just using the mind spell is good damage for us. So that's pretty nice too. All right, just go for damage, and now end of battle. Don't press the enter button so many times with that lead finger of yours. And distribute a couple of heals. Go this way. Yeah, of course it's not there, but at this point, I'm now in this position of, like, I'm not actually sure where else to go, so I'm just trying to clear out every location that I'm able to. Okay, so Actually, hold up for a second. Status. I can see what you're weak and strong to. Yeah, you guard against physical and bullet, and you're weak to lightning and to the green thing, which I believe is force. Actually, do I have Chiari? No, I failed against Chiari, and that was my last one that I had. Sweep. Okay, yeah, Chiari is just completely immune to fire. Not resistant to blunt physical. So... well, blunt is not even the correct way to think of it because we're also hitting the other one with what theoretically is referred to as a sword, so... yeah. Okay. Alright. I need to remember also that I have a stronger weapon than that police baton, so we can do that, and... have that equipped. Alright, yep. Get back everybody a good chunk of mana. That's pretty helpful. Are you weak to mind? I don't recall. Yes. Which is great, because we would like to do anything that would farm up our SP some more. Because being able to get more mana seems pretty helpful. In fact, in general, Satori seems like one of our more helpful party members. Full stop here. Divided by... I feel like I'm losing... well... yeah, because 39 divided by 4, that's... I should be gaining back 9 for everybody, so there's a little bit of loss, basically. Not to be confused with that loss. You know what I'm talking about. See, I didn't even need the... ow. I didn't even need the sweep, but good thing we healed. Well, I don't know if excitement is necessarily the right way to describe it, but hey. Okay. Yeah, heal yourself and sweep. Nope, no, don't do that. Oh, I don't have enough to restore mana. Oh well, just have to go. Oh, good. That actually is great. She's weak to lightning. Unfortunately, she's dead, so no easy MP now. But if it weren't for that, that is pretty good to know. Do something like that. And take a look at our map. Oh, I see. I somehow didn't notice that area that we didn't do yet. So, good job, me. Real smart. Heal, defend. Are we still not at 50% SP yet? That's incredible, because it really looked like we did hit that. Oh well. Unfortunate. Thankfully, we still have some life shards that we can distribute for a little bit of health. As you can probably tell, this is really urging me to be very careful with my health and stuff in terms of... I'm not even, like, burning to that low of a level, basically. Now, what are you weak against? Mind and piercing. Okay, so... in that case... oh, hey. We will do this. Right, because I forgot that she was weak to piercing slash gun, which is not literally just bullet, but at times definitely feels like it is bullets. As the main type, so... hey, we get our extra amount of SP back. Alright, sweep. Her lightning strike for some more SP. Oh, that's extremely unfortunate, basically, to put it mildly. Yeah, that'll do. Item chest. Yay, a magic fabric. It's quite handy. Thanks. Where am I supposed to find fire protection around here? Just have somebody resist fire? Oh, thank goodness that they warned me about that. I mean, I guess it makes sense because we literally just got advice on the matter, but still. I appreciate that the game was like, by the way, you got to be careful there, buddy. To which my main response was, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Ow. Well, that's extremely unfortunate. I am going to have to finish up with this floor and then GTFO. It's a good thing they gave me that magic cloth, though, because that allows me to go and get to a healing location and then save very, very easily. I mean, calling this easy is probably a bit of a stretch, but hey. Going here, and yeah, 607. That's a non-zero amount of money that we gotta spend there, but oh well. Okay, show me the full map. So for the terminal, I gotta go all the way to the whole side of the location here. Oh yeah, I'm missing a party member because I forgot to put her back in. Whoops. And she's just in there like, put me in, coach, and I'm apparently not very smart. Or something. Wow, who would have suspected? Okay, can we get any upgrades here yet? Yes, we can get a party increase, so that's great. Grab the Evasion Plus command as well. And the other upgrade here, Fast Hijack. That I definitely don't have the abilities for, so... Okay, what can we get with this yet? I could probably just take a look at the list, but... Obviously, it's basically going to come down to... hey, nerd, you aren't high enough level for any of these yet, except for ones you already have. Which, fair enough, I suppose, but also that is kind of unfortunate, nevertheless. Yeah, see, look at all these fellas that we cannot get yet. But we can go look at the full database list here for fusions. So that's neat. Okay, yeah, we can also just sort of sack a couple of the fellas that don't seem as useful here, and use that to just buff some of our lesser-looking party members for now. Which would mostly just probably be feeding folks a Satori. Well, I guess first thing I'd want to try doing is expanding the Pokedex a little bit here. I keep saying Pokedex, I know. It's probably like, oh, that's bothersome, streamer, because it's not, and yes, you are correct. Oh, this is actually a really good skill set. Move debuffs. That's not necessarily as powerful, although will be under certain circumstances. But a weak healing spell to your entire ally side and... an area of effect wind spell. That's right. You're the one who was using that. Okay, so do I get to keep some of these? Yes, I get to keep some extra moves. That's cool. Nice. That's very helpful also. Oh, we got this going on too. This is an animation, all right? The big metal tube things. Hey, we got an achievement for doing something very simple and basic. Cool. Can I get anyone else new out of you? No, it's all the same, basically, which... Oh, well. So I guess my main thing would be to look at stats and abilities and see what is the most useful choice for any of our characters here. Okay, so the way that we're doing this is... Do we do this? Yeah. Okay, so we select the character that we want to get the experience first. I just had to be absolutely sure because, yeah. That makes a weird noise. That's quite unfortunate, but hey. You do want another party member who has a nice array of utility. It seems like having characters with some more utility abilities would be preferred. Is there... Main difference just seems to be that we save the updated stats. Go for it. And yeah, here's where we can look at the status of our party members. I wish we could press up and down and like switch between who we have. Yeah, I think that this is a pretty good position to be in for now. Our supporting characters could probably use higher levels, but it's fine. Oh, also our battery got refilled, but I didn't leave to go to sleep. Huh, well that's strange. I hope I remember that for later. I will definitely not. So I don't know why I'm acting like I will, but hey. Maybe this time things will be different. No, they won't. Okay, let's see if we can defeat this boss, or at least take a pretty serious shot at it. And that will be where we round things out for the evening, if we're able to pull that off. That might be a big if. A big if true. A small, medium, at large. Wait, no, that's something different. Okay, so I guess that was completely not useful for us to sweep there, but oh well. Let's get back some of that mana that we spent. If we're able. Which, Satori is a little bit not very fast moving, so... That's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Okay, see, that's better. But 42 between... 42 divided by 4 is 10. So unless that is giving to our auxiliaries there, which would be really weird if it was. And yeah, of course, she's as much of a nut as we already know her to be. Now, we know that she's weak to piercing damage. Or at least she should be, because she would be the same as the rest of... as the one that we have, right? So, that's going to be our course of action here is... shoot, mind, and... I guess you can heal? But we're just gonna attack for the first turn and see what the damage is like. And the answer is kind of a lot. Fox Baker, hello. How are you? Hope you're having a good evening. Yeah, we'll heal instead. The game is pretty good. Oh, well. So much for that. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's... you're in the post-game of this game. Well... how's that? How much is there in this game, just period? Because... obviously, I'm very early on. I have only started like 2.5 hours ago. So yeah. I mean, all considered, a big thing that I can say for sure is that I am glad that there is this much in it already. Because yeah, I mean, for the value, that's very, very impressive. Oh yeah, Sumeriko is dead, and there we go. This is our first actual death so far, so... requires some effort. We lost a bunch of experience for that, though. As long as it doesn't level us down, which I can't imagine it would. That's so rare of a thing in any video game, so I'm not concerned about that. Although I will have to readjust my party after I return to sleep again. Never been leveled down. Okay, well, that's at least good to know. So, since, again, highly unlikely, I've seen that extremely rarely, especially by experience. Yeah, so we might want to... It makes the normal game look... Yeah, I didn't even notice that you had said it that way at first, so... Yeah, I would have to imagine that this... Like, once you get further in... Most Touhou fan games that I've played, and keep in mind, that's not really a whole lot, but most of them have been pretty tough no matter what genre they've been in. Oh, I still have to go back and look into Shanghai Network. And see what I can do about that post-game. I'm pressing the buttons wrong, sorry. I also just had a moment of trying to think about where I would get fire defense for Sumeriko, because that is a big thing that I'm missing. Oh right, she's weak to lightning. That's right. I remember now. And then I overmashed the, like I said, enter key, wildly sensitive. Cheap keyboards. I'd say not even once, but honestly, you use what you have available to you. Turn her into an item. Yeah, that would make sense, actually. I just have to encounter her again. Feel free to give a hint. I am completely amenable to that kind of thing, so... Yeah. As I'm trying to place mentally anything else, basically, to just sort of keep all of this together. Because I didn't really get a... I don't remember what was in the shop all the way on the surface. Yes, okay, so reducing her to give the ability... But I do want to keep her in the party, even though she's not, like, a damage machine for that fight. And also, I was gonna say, I would still have to worry about lightning damage, but that's... fairly moderate, I think. And I'll take the extra point of int in order to keep my magic defense going. Okay, because that's a thing that I haven't really explored yet. Right, I'm trying to remember here, because we had actually found what Chiari was weak to earlier, and I've forgotten it. Wrong one. No, I'm not even going to bother with the sweep. We're just going to go for optimal damage here. You're also weak to mine. Hold on. I could have looked at this, but I didn't for some reason. That would be quite helpful. Yeah, there's nothing in those two spaces. I don't know. I thought about filling out the map, even though I don't know that I need to right now. Yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of a walk for now, and no, we're gonna stay near the beginning of the area, so that way we can go closer to the place where we heal. In short, you were weak to mind, weren't you? Excuse me. Yes. Careful now. We'll go to database, select save current party. All right. Well, I'll read more words of that once I am over there. We will go ahead and use sweep because there's more enemies in the fight. I should be using that when I have when there were all three enemies there. Yeah, because now she's unsurprisingly, due to stats and balance, she's not the fastest mover, so she's using that sweep at the end of the turn. Oops. All right, now back we go. Go to the terminal, access, and right, that's right. I forgot about that the first time. So we'll save everybody. Yes. Right, affinity transfer. Okay. Yeah, and now she imitates that, and she is now weak to mind and piercing damage, which it doesn't seem like there's a ton of, at least. So now I gotta go scroll down to the entry down here in the database. And download saved. I hadn't even noticed that that was a thing we could do, so that's very helpful. Thank you. Oh. Now, one good thing about having Parse in the backup here is I can bring her in to heal the party. That seems extremely useful. I just wish I had noticed it sooner. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can take on that boss now. Ah, here we go. Here's a nice large group of enemies. Quite a few. All right. I do need to collect these eventually, I know, but well, I guess I can do that now. Oh, no, enemy's not considered a sleeper. Whoops. For some reason I thought they were, but that's my bad. You had the exact same party. Well, it's funny how that works out. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the best at this point, but it's very early yet, so... Take a turn to heal, because we have time for that. Yeah, but that's at least to be expected, that there wouldn't be a ton of options for at least a little bit. Okay. Let's do this again. And we're going to open up with Satori using the Mana Steel. I hope that works. I don't know if that's going to be, if we can even land the confusion, but we're going to try. Well, this is definitely something that I'm going to check out more. It might be on my own time because, well, the way my streams are patterned right now is that on Monday I check out a game that's been sitting in my library for however long that I haven't gotten to yet. And this is the one that I picked for today. So I probably will not be streaming that as a main game for a while, but it's definitely something that I'm going to at least play on my own time, if nothing else. So I'll be looking into it some more, and I'm sure that I will discover quite a lot of... It seems like this is a game where there are a lot of options available, which is great. Again, you make something based around a series with a cast this big. I think that at bare minimum, you should at least try to do that. Well, we saw the confusion triggers at least. So now we're in such a position where this should be pretty safe. I said should be and pretty safe, not absolutely free. And any sort of suggestion of anything being definite. But if the attack pattern is going to stay like this, of hit someone and then heal them. Oh, well, she was actually that low on HP. I didn't know how much longer it would go. Hooray! We did it, everybody. I don't know how much magic I have yet, so this has been languishing, but Should probably do something about that. That'll do for now. He took a selfie inside the nuclear reactor. This is a good idea. Oh, that would help. Get us out of here. And speaking of getting us out of here, it's close enough to my... Oh yeah, go ahead. Come back here and... Right, yes. Because I did see that and I was like, that's interesting, but I might forget. Oh, does it do it anytime that I've cleared the dungeon? I assume it's something that I want to come in later. Should I go try and take a look at it now? Because I can do that. Okay, well, let's get healed up at actually less significant cost to me than I thought it would be. All right, bring those two back in. That way we have some damage and we have some support. And not just, hey, I'm protected from fire. Listen, there's a lot of really good units out there with protection from red, but I mean, it's still kind of niche. Let's be honest here. You're not always going to be playing against somebody who's got a burn deck and... Oh. I'm sorry. Let's take a look here. You got anything from... Oh! Bright flash. Ah, yes, I see we're in a bit of a teleport maze. It's just like the Castle of Ordeals. Again. Dang it. Yeah, well. Alright, so... I freely admit I'm pretty terrible at the bullet hell mechanics, period. And also, I do not completely recognize like anything about this character's patterns. I assume this is similar to one that she uses in a game. I just don't remember. But yeah. Now we have another party member. Hooray! Alright, so don't go that way. Ultimately, a large part of this is going to come down to don't go in a direction you were earlier if you walk into any of these. And that's a fairly simple part for me to remember, at least, I think. Okay, yeah, we are somewhere different. I was like, wait a second. I saw something like that earlier. Yes, that was in the options list, in the grimoire list, pardon me. Calling it an options list is technically true, but is an oversimplification. That you could do something where it would be based on stats and a little bit of luck. And I thought about turning that on, but I generally at least find this interesting. Oh, I'm going to have to assume that I'm just, like, operating by instinct here. I'm going to assume I want to go this way, actually. I mean, that way might be backwards, but... Okay, so now we're going to come up to the more difficult part. Is that there's much more of the map, so the easy solution of don't go somewhere that you've been before, you know, it might get a little bit rougher for me on that level, at least. Because my memory is also not good. Yeah, there's some very neat stuff with that. Okay, well, I appreciate the assistance you've granted already, so thank you. Yeah, let's use a heal. I think I was going this way. No, I did not. Okay. Like I said, memory, not good, etc. And there's a thing in my brain that just kind of says, straight lines ain't it, Chief. Even if that's not necessarily a perfectly always accurate sentiment. The idea makes sense somehow. Like, hey, of course they're going to want you to take the route that's the bumpiest. Or most circuitous, depending on the situation. That's my experience with any sort of teleport maze style thing. And yet I'll go into Sabrina's gym and literally just hold one direction until I end up somewhere. That was what I was supposed to do. Well, I was supposed to use, right. Well, the game hasn't told me anything yet, so That much is for sure. Okay, yeah, that was the wrong place to... I got further the phase before. Alright, this one we go straight. And this one as well. It's something I could probably put a little bit further into the list after I finish what I've already got lined up. I think that's just... I don't think that's... I think it's Force that she's weak to, but I mean, we can also just go for sheer damage and get there eventually. All right, well, thank you, and have a nice rest of your evening. Actually, hold up. Let's be smart about this. Status. Okay, no. Chiari is weak to mind, and I hadn't noticed that. I thought she had taken only neutral damage from that before. Well, that's my fault for not noticing that correctly. Oh, well, now that's just rude. Heal. Wow, gaining another level already. What level are we at right now, actually? 14. That's maybe higher than I thought we were at. And this was the way that we were going here? No, it wasn't. My poor memory is working against me here, as it frequently does. Clear things out this way. Throw some mana. And this puts us here. Remember to keep going forward. Thankfully, I'm I'm pivoted in the correct direction, so it's easy for me to remember to do that as a result. All right, let's see about getting ourselves some more money or perhaps items. Oop. Actually, just more money, because that seems to be pretty important right now. Oh, okay, so that was where I got warped back in the first place. I thought it was one more room yet. Oh god, yeah. Teleport mazes are just kind of nightmares in, like, any of these games. It's just like, hey, do you want to go look up a map of where you are? And the answer frequently is, well, I would really prefer to get through it in a more organic manner, but... I mentioned Sabrina's gym in Pokemon earlier, which, yeah, that... I never deal with that the quote-unquote normal way. That is me just walk forward until you get somewhere. Silphco is also kind of a struggle, speaking of other Pokemon dungeons, because that's only partially a teleport maze, but you get some element of that, and I just cannot remember. Honestly, I can't remember half of anything in any Pokemon dungeon, so... yeah. Alright, now remember that this is the location where we have to, make some decisions here. As internally, I'm trying to place... I mean, surely if I was paying a little closer attention to some of these, I would be able to go, oh yeah, there's a thing that is similar between all of these. That I can just, use that to hash out which way I have to go. Okay, there's less of a pattern there than I thought. But that's okay. I might just be stuck, hung on this one part of it. And stuck is obviously not really the word, because it could be worse, but... we haven't hit the breakthrough yet, so it's not there. Thankfully, we've gotten to such a point where the fights aren't so big of an issue anymore. Which is great, because I have only very rarely made any attempt to run away. Because it did just fail the first time that I did. And it's... if you fail to run, I mean... this is true of any RPG, really, but in this one in particular, it definitely feels like if you fail to run, you are kind of stuck there a bit for a... you take a lot of damage, basically, is what I intend to express. Heal. That's right. This isn't the one where we were getting thrown. It's up a bit from here. Yeah, since Seto didn't get to heal, let's fix that now. Yes, exactly. And that's something that I think kind of just goes up in RPGs where the numbers are particularly low. And in this game, I don't want to say that they're like super low yet or anything, obviously. It's also still quite early, but I've definitely played games where these, basically, as a result, it does cost you more. And at this point, I'm significantly more used to RPGs where even the basic numbers are a little bit higher than this. Although the last big RPG we played on here, that wasn't really the case either, because that was Phantasy Star 2. All those 2 months ago. Oh, see, we're doing real good so far. Oh, yeah, that definitely will be a one where you will find that... Wow. Good job, me, knowing how to use words. And saying that might be a bit of a stretch. But, yeah, that will definitely... That'll teach you that real fast. Oh, wow. I'm surprised that didn't kick me back to the start. Oh. Yeah, go for the heal. Well, that seems to be the only way we can go. And this as well. And just take a quick look and make sure I didn't miss anything obvious here. I don't need health right now. Let's get some mana back. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. That's actually pretty massively a problem that can miss. All right, is this the end? Oh, that was a very odd looking effect. Ooh, this could be an issue. switch Parse in for a moment. Just so she can use some healing magic here. Yeah, one more. All right. Let's try that. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Oh, it's Koishi. That makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, we couldn't see her at first. I actually don't remember us doing that. So this is helpful because I don't remember what's good here. I think it might be piercing damage. I know that it's not mind skills because those don't affect her because... And I remember that just from remembering Touhou lore because of her subconscious status, basically. Oh yeah, she's gonna do a lot of debuffs, isn't she? As long as she doesn't buff herself too much, that would probably be fine. Or at least significantly more tolerable. Oh, she heals, doesn't she? From consuming debuff. Right, okay, so I can't use debuffs as a strategy. That's a problem. Unfortunately, she does also buff herself, and... Oh, right, I do have someone who can remove those. Hold up. Special... That's not... Alright, status... Phone... Switch? Oh no, that's switch places. Return Satori. As much as her ability to attempt to steal mana from the boss might be useful. Yeah, so unfortunately it is going to take a whole turn to actually be able to do this. And Parse, you have a buff purging effect, so you come in and do that for me. Because that is significantly more of a concern for me than getting debuffed, I think. Oh no, that's removed debuffs on all that. Wow, oh, I'm wrong. But I think this will still mostly be a useful endeavor because of being able to heal the entire party. Combine this with a few instances of attempting to land attacks based on weakness, which is going to be very, very rare. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way of removing these other than just stack my own stats, which I don't know that I have someone for that ability in here. Oh, wow, that felt a little bit anticlimactic, but hey, we got there. Neat. We got The Mask of Hope. Hooray! I don't know how useful that will be for the future, but good that we've got that, so... Hey! Neat little side quest. Teleport maze that was slightly bothersome, but that's just because it's a teleport maze, really. Yeah, let's put Satori back in the party. And go here. Wake up and save. And that will be it for tonight's stream.